In a small town, there lived a young woman named Lena, whose beauty was the talk of everyone. But Lena's heart wasn't set on the young men who vied for her attention. Her eyes were fixed on a different prize: wealth. She dreamed of a life far from the simplicity of her village, a life of luxury and ease. So, she made a choice, a calculated decision to marry Samuel, a man much older than her, but whose wealth was legendary. He was kind and generous, showering her with gifts and a lifestyle she had only ever imagined. Their grand house echoed with a strange emptiness. The gardens were pristine, the halls were polished, but the sound of a child's laughter was missing. Lena had everything she thought she wanted: the finest clothes, jewels, and a respected name. Yet, a deep-seated ache began to grow in her heart. She wanted a child, an heir to carry on the family name and fill their home with joy. Samuel, despite his age, longed for a child too. He saw the sadness in Lena's eyes and shared her yearning. Years passed, turning into a decade. Their hope began to fray. They visited every doctor, sought every known remedy, but the answer was always the same: unexplained infertility. The whispers in the town grew louder. Some said it was a curse. Others pitted the wealthy but childless couple. Lena's once bright spirit started to dim. The luxury that had once thrilled her now felt like a gilded cage. She would often stand by the window, watching village children play, a single tear tracing a path down her cheek. What good was all this wealth if she couldn't share it with a child of her own? One sleepless night, as Lena tossed and turned, a memory surfaced, sharp and chilling. It was a memory she had long suppressed, from a desperate time in her youth before she met Samuel. She had been ambitious, so fiercely determined to escape her humble beginnings that she had sought out an old woman rumored to deal in ancient covenants. In her youthful desperation, she had made a pact. She had traded her fertility for the promise of immense wealth. The memory hit her with the force of a physical blow. She remembered the old woman's words: "You will have all the riches you desire, but your womb will remain barren." At the time, it seemed like a small price to pay. Now, it felt like the cruelest of bargains. The realization shattered her. The barrenness wasn't a medical issue. It was the consequence of her own choice. The weight of her past mistake pressed down on her, a suffocating guilt that no amount of money could lift. She finally confessed everything to Samuel, her voice trembling, tears streaming down her face. She expected anger, disappointment, perhaps even rejection. But Samuel listened patiently, his expression softening with a compassion that surprised her. He took her hand and held it tight. He told her that her past didn't define her present, and that their future was something they could build together, no matter what. Samuel's forgiveness was a balm to her wounded soul, but the ache for a child remained. It was he who first suggested adoption. At first, Lena was hesitant. Could she love a child that wasn't her own? Could she truly be a mother? The idea felt foreign, a substitute for the real thing. But Samuel, with his steady wisdom, encouraged her to open her heart to the possibility. He reminded her that love isn't just about blood, but about connection, care, and commitment. They began the process, visiting an orphanage on the outskirts of the city. The moment they walked in, the noise and energy of so many children was overwhelming. And then, Lena saw him. A small boy, no older than 5, sitting quietly in a corner, drawing in a tattered notebook. He had large, expressive eyes that held a hint of sadness, yet also a flicker of curiosity. The matron told them his name was Leo. He had been at the orphanage since he was an infant, found abandoned on their doorstep. Something stirred in Lena's heart, a feeling she hadn't experienced before. She knelt beside the little boy and asked what he was drawing. He shyly showed her a picture of a house with a big garden and a smiling family. It was a mirror of her own deepest, unspoken desire. Over the next few weeks, Lena and Samuel visited Leo regularly. They brought him books and toys, but more importantly, they brought him their time and attention. Lena found herself laughing more than she had in years. She read him stories, listened to his quiet observations about the world, and felt the walls around her heart begin to crumble. The day they brought Leo home was the day their house truly became a home. They renamed him Promise, a symbol of their renewed hope and the new chapter in their lives. The silence was replaced by his cheerful chatter and the sound of his small feet running through the halls. Lena discovered a love so profound, so fierce, it eclipsed everything she had ever felt before. It wasn't a love born of biology, but a love forged in choice, in healing, and in grace. Watching Samuel teach Promise how to ride a bike, seeing the boy's face light up with pure joy, Lena finally understood. True wealth wasn't in gold or property, It was in the richness of family, in the warmth of a child's hug, in the shared laughter that now filled their home. Her past covenant had closed one door, but it had also, in a way, led her down a different path, a path to promise. She had once traded love for wealth, but through a journey of regret and redemption, she had found the greatest treasure of all, the unconditional love of a family. And in becoming a mother to a child who needed one, Lena finally found herself. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the depths of the human experience. We'll see you in the next video.